Have you ever noticed how almost everyone magically lands on the same retirement age, 62? Not because they carefully planned it, not because they ran the numbers, but because that's the number that shows up on the Social Security brochures. Let me say this clearly. 62 is not a strategy, it's a default setting. And building the biggest lifestyle decision of your life around a government eligibility date is one of the most expensive mistakes I see retirees make. And after nearly 3 decades of helping families plan retirement, I've learned something that surprises a lot of people. That is, waiting too long to retire often costs you more money, more taxes, and your healthiest years. And no, I'm not telling you to go quit your job tomorrow. If you love what you do and it gives your life meaning, that's fantastic. But here's the real question. Are you working because you enjoy it? Or because nobody's ever shown you a real retirement plan that includes timing, taxes, healthcare, and income strategy? Because most people I meet have 2 professionals. They have an advisor who talks about mutual funds, and they have a CPA who files last year's tax returns. But almost nobody is helping them answer the most important question. When is the smartest time to retire? Now let me paint 2 pictures for you. Picture number 1, you retire at 56. You still have the knees, the lungs, the energy. You're traveling because you want to, not because you finally have time. You're the grandparent who gets down on the floor and plays and doesn't need a crane to get back up. Now, here's picture number 2. You retire at 63, same dream trip, but now it comes with compression socks, stretching routines, and a 2-day recovery plan. At 56, a 10-hour flight's annoying, and at 63, it's an event. And that's why retirees naturally move through 3 phases. Your go-go years, high energy, big experiences. Then your slow-go years, still active, but more selective. And eventually, your no-go years, when comfort starts beating adventure. Here's the problem. Most people accidentally give their employer the best part of their go-go years and then retire with extra money for a stage of life where they naturally spend less. And this is where it gets uncomfortable. I've had multiple clients tell me the same thing. Tony, I would trade $1 million for 5 more healthy years. Now, here's the part that shocks most people. When done correctly, retiring earlier can actually improve your long-term financial outcome, not hurt it. Stay with me. Why is that? Because those years between roughly 55 and in your early 70s become a massive tax planning window that most people completely waste. Let's talk about the hidden cost of working longer. When you stay in a high-income job longer than you need to, you're paying more taxes at higher brackets, more stress on your health, more missed time with family, and often building a bigger pile of money that you're never going to really enjoy. I recently worked with a couple who planned to retire at 65. Good savers, smart people, they did everything right. And when we ran the numbers properly, factoring in spending, taxes, healthcare, income strategies, they realized that they could retire at 58 without changing their lifestyle. The husband looked at me and says, "So you're telling me I was about ready to trade 7 more years of my life for money I'll probably leave the kids anyways." He retired 6 weeks later. Now, how do you figure this out the right way? Here's where most retirement planning goes wrong. It starts with a scary number, like you need $3 million. You need 80% of your income. You better work 1 more year just in case. That's fear-based planning. We want to do the opposite, right? We want to start with your plan for your life. That is number 1. We call it a lifestyle blueprint. Before we talk about investments, we talk about you. Where do you want to live? Where do you want to go? What's it look like? Do you want to travel, golf, have an RV, be near your grandkids, volunteer, maybe start a YouTube channel? Then step number 2, we attach the real price tags, not guessing, not rules of thumbs, but real costs for traveling, housing, hobbies, healthcare, entertainment, all of those things. Then step 3, we remove the cost of working. And this surprises almost everyone because work can be expensive. Commuting, eating out, convenience spending, clothes, dry cleaning, subscriptions you didn't even realize you're paying for. When people retire, a lot of those disappear. And many families realize, wait, I don't think we need as much as I thought. Now, the next question always comes up is, Tony, my money's all in my IRA or my 401k. How do I retire at 55 without penalties? That's a great question. There are several tools that we can use. First, we could use a taxable brokerage account. Those are flexible. There's no age restrictions, just capital gains. Number two, we could use the rule, what's called the 55 rule, and that's you can leave your employer in the year you turn 55 or later, and some, not all, some 401k plans allow penalty-free withdrawals. And three, there's what's called a 72T distribution, and these allow for structured IRA withdrawals before 59 and a half if done correctly. And here's the one that most people miss, the Roth conversion window. When you retire early, your income usually drops. Lower income often means lower tax brackets. That creates a golden opportunity to reposition money from tax-deferred accounts to Roth buckets, reduce future required minimum distributions, and gain control over your money over the rest of your life. And yes, healthcare always comes up. It's the retirement boogeyman. But here's the truth. Healthcare is a line item, not a life sentence, right? So between COBRA, the marketplace options, and proper income planning, it's very manageable when structured correctly. Now let me explain why retiring early can actually strengthen your finances. There are 3 advantages of early retirees get that working professionals don't. First is tax control. When you're not earning a big paycheck, you get to choose how much income to create. That means more control over your tax brackets, Roth conversions, capital gains, and Social Security taxation later. Second, geographic flexibility. When you're working, you're tied to your employer's location. When you retire, you're not. Moving from high state to low state income taxes can feel like giving yourself an instant raise on your retirement income. Third, the time dividend. When you get 40 hours a week back, you make better decisions. You spend more intentionally, you waste less money, you manage your finances more proactively, and when you combine tax strategies, geographic flexibility, and time freedom, early retirees often end up just not happier, but financially stronger in the long term. So here's my message to you. Don't let 62 decide your retirement date. That's not planning. That's default thinking. If you've done a good job saving and you're within 10 years of retirement, and if you want to know whether retiring early is smart or reckless, that's exactly what we help families figure out. Because retirement isn't just an investment decision, it's a timing decision, a tax decision, it's a lifestyle decision. And if your current advisor is mostly talking about market returns and your CPA is mostly talking about last year, there's a good chance nobody's helping you plan forward. And that can cost you years of life and hundreds of thousands of dollars in unnecessary taxes. If this video was helpful, hit that subscribe, leave a comment below. We release these weekly videos out and they're here to help you out. And always remember to consult a licensed professional who understands your financial goals and dreams.